Welcome! As advertised, we will study Beethoven's life and Beethoven's music. And we will also look for ways to transfer that information and those ideas to other times and other places and other music, and examine the significance of Beethoven's music in these other contexts. Ultimately, I hope you will reflect on the role of music in your life. What do different kinds of music mean to you, and what are the sources of your own musical values? Where, when, how did you acquire, consciously or unconsciously, your present ideas about music, your musical tastes, your musical passions? Officially, this is a large lecture class, but for the most part, you will interact with a subset of the class roster. I will assign you, more or less at random, into teams of 5 students, called quintets. I will also assign you to a schedule group to organize participation in discussion. Each quintet will include 1 person from each of the 5 schedule groups. I'll say more about that shortly. The 2 subject areas I mentioned before represent 2 equal halves. I will assess your mastery of the first part through a series of individual tests, and I will assess your progress in the second part through your contributions to public discussion. The course is divided into 12 modules. Much of the material will come directly from the required textbook, which is Lewis Lockwood's biography of Beethoven. Additional material appears in the appropriate module folders, including links to audio files so that you can get to know the musical repertoire. Every module includes a non-graded study test to help you check your understanding of that module's basic material. You must pass that study test at least once before you can proceed to the exit test for a grade. The study tests carry no risk whatsoever. You can take each one as many times as you like, and your score never affects your term grade. Then you can proceed to the exit test. Each is cumulative, and so each exit test is slightly longer than the one preceding it, and is worth a slightly larger percentage of your term grade. In this course, discussion comprises 2 categories: microtheme essays, which consist of written text, and video threads, which collect less formal oral comments and questions. For the microtheme essays, you will work in teams of 5. As I mentioned earlier, each quintet will include 1 person from each of the 5 schedule codes, which are arbitrarily labeled as families of musical instruments: woodwinds, brass, percussion, keyboards, and strings. Every week, you will participate in discussion in one of 5 ways. Either you will participate in video discussion, which you will do 4 times during the term, or you will participate in written discussion. For the latter, you will fulfill one of 4 roles in essay construction: either writing an essay draft, editing a teammate's draft for evidence, editing a teammate's draft for organization, or revising your draft. The quintet members rotate through these 5 roles from week to week. I will assign you to fulfill each essay role twice for a total of 8 contributions to written discussion. This weekly practice is designed to help you develop the skill of clear, focused written communication, conveying a lot of important information in comparatively few words. When it's done right, it looks obvious, and it looks easy to do. But this skill is surprisingly rare among college-educated adults, because the task is much more complex than most people realize. That's why I have split the complex task into several simpler ones and distributed those tasks among team members. It's also why I've set up a series of deadlines. Your very first assignment is to introduce yourself to the rest of the class by posting a short video comment in the Introductions video thread. Your second assignment comes up in Module 1. You will share a quotation that's meaningful to you. We will use this opportunity to practice two different skills. First, learning the proper format for including a quotation in a response essay, as given in the recommended textbook by Graf and Birkenstein. And second, to practice formatting text in a discussion post, so that you can provide and receive clear feedback within your team. During the last week of classes, I will post the final assignment, in which I will ask you to connect recent music from the past 20 years to Beethoven's life and music. So, at the risk of giving away the store, I will invite you to think about this every week so that you can develop a rich set of ideas for that final assignment. Your very last task is to confirm to me your participation in the end-of-term TRACE survey. Please note that for your participation, you could just sign into the TRACE system and then opt out of completing the survey. Whichever way you choose to participate, you need to document it by taking a screenshot of that confirmation screen and uploading it to the course site using the link that I will provide, because otherwise I have no way of knowing whether or not you participated in TRACE. That's the overview. Now, I look forward to meeting you in the Introductions video thread.